Welcome back to the corner of the internet where we trade noise for nuance. You've landed at Whispers of Turkish Stars, the place that never settles for surface-level chatter. Here, we move beneath the headlines and sift through the quiet signals that reveal what is really unfolding in the lives of the stars you love. If you believe that sensitivity and careful observation matter more than flash, you're in the right place. Today, we are honing our lenses on the story buzzing through corridors and private group chats alike, an intimate storyline orbiting the beloved Hazal Subaşı and her longtime companion, Erkan Meriç. It's not a tale announced by press photos or sponsored reveals, but a rumor woven from small, deliberate choices, the suggestion of a new life on the way, and a promise sealed in private long before it reaches the public eye. Before we decode their quiet, make sure you secure your seat here at Whispers of Turkish Stars, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if our careful approach is what you come here for, consider hitting the join button. Your support is how we keep going. Now take a breath, steady your senses, because we're about to enter a story where subtle gestures speak in thunder. The blueprint of quiet in a landscape where visibility is currency and attention never sleeps. Some of the clearest messages arrive without a sound. That is exactly what we're witnessing around Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç. The magnetic claim that has captured imaginations, that Hazal may be expecting and that Erkan has already sealed their commitment with a heartfelt proposal, did not burst out through an errant interview or a telegraphed photo. No. This narrative has been assembled piece by viewers who pay attention, by colleagues who sense shifts, by fans who can read tone and timing as fluently as language. When you step back far enough, the pieces align into an unmistakable mood: transformation, protection, and plans quietly finding their shape. Let's start with the recalibration of Hazal's public presence. For years, she has emanated buoyant energy, luminous, witty, stylish. Her profiles carried a steady pulse of candid laughter, behind-the-scenes playfulness, and looks tailored to a polished silhouette. Lately, everything is softer, slower, distilled. Posts have thinned into a curated hush. When she appears, she leans toward comfort and ease, draped fabrics, kinder fits, an embrace of fluid movement that often arrives when a woman is guarding something precious. People around her have shifted their language as well. Where once they used words like electric and lively, now the descriptors are grounded, reflective, serene. In the coded vocabulary of public life, these are not random adjectives. They are signals. Running alongside the whispers of impending motherhood is a second, equally compelling thread: a private proposal. Just as conversations about Hazal's gentler styling gathered speed, murmurs rose that Erkan went about things the classic way. No rooftop drone shots, no photogenic fireworks, no staged countdown for millions of observers. The story, according to people close enough to notice the afterglow, is much quieter and infinitely more intimate. The moment was said to be anchored not in spectacle, but in truth, designed for two, not for the algorithm. The detail that refuses to fade: Hazal, drifting through days afterward with a light that felt different. Less adrenaline, more soul. In an era addicted to performative romance, the suggestion that they protected their moment, kept it close, and honored what is real above what trends has only deepened the affection fans already feel for them. It points to a bond that has matured, that understands the greatest milestones live best in the heart first, and only later in the feed. A question for the Whispers of Turkish Stars family: let's bring you in. How does it sit with you to hear about a proposal hidden from public spectacle? Does the privacy make it more romantic than the sweeping displays we've grown used to? Tell us what your heart says. Does their quiet make you believe in the depth of their love even more? Drop your thoughts below, and if this deep dive style is your favorite part of Whispers of Turkish Stars, press like so the algorithm knows where thoughtful celebrity analysis lives. Now, the strongest clues don't always come from captions or quotes. They often surface in logistics, in the way the machinery of a career subtly bends. The schedules of actors are notoriously demanding, sets run on rigid timetables, and the physical load can be relentless. Yet whispers trickling out from the teams around Hazal say that the world around her has been rearranging in respectful, precise ways. She is said to be exercising new caution with commitments, trading late nights and high-impact scenes for rest, balance, and a flexibility not typical in peak production cycles. There is talk that shooting calendars have been edited with intention: shorter days, scene orders reshuffled, emphasis on emotional beats over physically strenuous ones. Productions are ocean liners, not speedboats, they do not pivot unless necessity insists. So when the architecture shifts around a lead in these small but unmistakable ways, observers don't file it as gossip, they mark it down as reasonable deduction. And what of Erkan in all this? If Hazal has become the calm eye of the storm, he feels like the shield around it. In recent weeks, patterns suggest a measured change, arriving together more often, leaving together almost always, breaks spent side by side with a protective ease that reads like a promise. The detail that set fandom humming is a sentence he reportedly shared in a quiet circle, simple, but resonant, that life, right now, feels right. This from a man who tends to measure his words and keep his inner world private. The tone of his posture has shifted from light to anchored, the kind of grounded happiness carried by someone preparing for a chapter bigger than auditions, premieres, and scripts. Those who know him say he isn't just content, he is steady. That steadiness reads like preparation. Adding fuel to the speculation that a family chapter may be beginning is a recent, carefully timed escape the two carved out. Not extravagant, not splashy. Just a brief retreat, far from studio chatter, far from the city's tug, far from the clocks that dictate shooting days. It didn't last long, but timing is everything. People familiar with the rhythm of their lives believe the trip functioned as a reset, a pocket of protected time to rest deeply, breathe fully, and have the expansive conversations that shape what the next few months should look like. When they returned, details spoke louder than words, a softness around Hazal's presence that cameras can't quite capture but you can feel. A heightened protectiveness in Erkan's manner, the way he moves slightly ahead through a crowd, the way her body angles toward him when she talks. Mundane moments turned meaningful, their choreography felt new, as if an invisible agreement had been made somewhere between quiet mornings and quiet nights away from all of us. As always, the audience has divided into two devoted camps. On one side, romantics are already composing congratulatory messages, certain that the on-screen fairy dust that once drew everyone in has settled into real life. Every new photo is decoded like a map. Every outfit becomes a clue. On the other, pragmatists stand calm, reminding everyone that truth becomes truth when it is spoken by the people at the center of it. We'll wait until they say it, they insist. And yet, whether you wear the heart of a dreamer or the mind of a realist, their names won't leave the trending lists. One story from a stylist, one snapshot cropped just so, one walk to a waiting car, and the conversation reignites. That is the measure of their stardom, how a whispered shift in routine becomes a national guessing game. Here is the paradox: in an age that demands comment, their refusal to feed the machine is itself a powerful message. Silence can be shelter. It can be consideration. It can be the quiet corner where life grows before the sun touches it. The most memorable stories do not erupt, they unfold. Not in orchestrated stunts, but in the way two people change the way they move through rooms and through time. Watch how she gathers her coat before stepping out, how he scans the space ahead with soft alertness. These are the tells that come long before a formal announcement. And so we wait. Publicists prepare statements they may never send. Editors keep space open. We at Whispers of Turkish Stars remain at the window, watching with patience, not to intrude, but to understand. Before you go, one last note. If you want us to explore what their wedding might look like when the time comes, lavish or low-key, a coastal sunset or a candlelit garden, say so below. Tap like to support this work, subscribe to grow this family, and click join for exclusive access to deeper dives and early updates. Your presence here means more than you know. Until the quiet is ready to lift, keep your senses sharp and your hearts warm. This has been Whispers of Turkish Stars, and we'll be right here when the next chapter turns.